And there will just be these moments where Sean Combs has his reading glasses on and he hasn't been staring. So like, I feel like as the trial has evolved, everything that Sean Combs has done has also evolved.
Before we begin, viewer discretion is strongly advised. The following is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is the courtroom testimony of Sean J.Z. Carter, reported by Inner City Press, from a federal trial that's changing the way we look at power, fame, and silence. They didn't expect him to show up. Jay-Z wasn't on the witness list. He wasn't supposed to speak.
I don't know if it's because things have gotten a lot more serious day by day, or if maybe he's being coached on how to act and like every day things are different and maybe every day is a specific vibe that he has to set.
But when those courtroom doors swung open and he walked in without Beyonce, without security, without a single word, the room froze. The air shifted. Something big was about to happen, and everyone knew it. This wasn't just about Diddy anymore. This was about everyone who looked the other way. Everyone who benefited from the silence, everyone who stood too close to the fire and thought they wouldn't get burned. The courtroom had been tense all morning, papers shuffling, lawyers whispering.
Is Diddy's defense getting to Cassie? How is her demeanor in court today?
To watch someone who is visibly pregnant sort of take deep breaths at times, she's keeping her cool. Honestly, she didn't cry or anything like that. Obviously, early on in the testimony, there were some things that had her in tears.
Reporters tapping their phones. Then he appeared. Midnight Navy suit, no entourage, just him. Calm, controlled, walking straight into the storm. Cassie Ventura leaned toward her attorney. One journalist dropped her pen. Even the judge blinked twice. And Diddy? He stared at Jay like a ghost had just walked into the room. Jay-Z had asked for his testimony to be sealed. The court said no. Transparency, they ruled. And now, under oath, in front of a packed room, Jay-Z wasn't here as a rapper, a mogul, or a billionaire. He was here as a man, and he was about to change everything. "I want to make it clear," he said, steady but sharp. "I came here because silence ain't an option no more." No lawyer coached that sentence. No PR team could have written it. That was Jay, the man, standing up, finally, after months of headlines, accusations, and internet chaos.
But he has his reading glasses on more frequently, and he will look back over his shoulder where the press are sitting, but not really at anyone anymore. It doesn't feel like he's actually making eye contact with many people. I feel like the first few days, his retinas were scanning.
He didn't deny he went to Diddy's events. He admitted it. "Yes, I was invited. Yes, I attended. But let me be clear. What I saw and what I was told were two very different realities." The room leaned in. Jay wasn't flipping. He wasn't defending. He was doing something far more dangerous, telling the truth. "I saw the NDAs. I saw phones being taken. I saw back rooms with curtains. I never signed anything. I never went in those rooms. But I knew something wasn't right." That sentence hit like a thunderclap. Jay described one party in 2015, Miami, supposedly Christian Combs' birthday. They had masks. One man walked past me in leather, high heels, nothing else. People laughed. I didn't. That man looked scared. He left early, called a private driver, refused the scheduled car service. I didn't want my name attached to whatever that was.
Today, she's been very calm, very measured, especially considering the audio clip that we heard of her threatening to kill someone. I looked over at the jury box because I was wanting to hear their reaction as we're hearing in real time her voice threatening several times to kill someone because she's concerned about this freak-off video, and the jurors were shocked.
Then the prosecution dropped a bomb. A photo, Jay-Z, Diddy, Beyonce, LeBron James, and a masked figure kneeling on a velvet pillow. Jay's response? "I was told it was performance art. I didn't laugh. I didn't stay." He turned to Diddy. "You knew people trusted you. You used that." For the first time, Diddy's face cracked. Jay revealed a phone call with Diddy in 2018, After whispers of investigations started floating, Puff called me. He said, "They're coming for me. Be careful who you stand next to." Jay asked him directly, "Did you do anything I can't come back from?" Diddy's response, "It's just parties, Jay. Just experiences. Nobody gets hurt unless they want to." Jay-Z said he hung up and never answered his calls again. He pulled Roc Nation out of events, stopped appearing at Revolt. I wasn't going to get caught in the crossfire. Then he dropped the receipts, literal emails.
Today, she was finally able to wrap things up. Cassie's testimony officially ended at 3:20 p.m. today, and that might not seem like such a big deal, but trust me when I say it was.
Warning that NDAs could be weaponized. The message was clear. Silence was becoming a trap, but nothing hit harder than what came next. "I need to speak about my family," Jay said, turning toward the jury. "Because when my name gets dragged, so does theirs." He paused. The room was dead quiet. Blue Ivy asked me what a freak-off was. He looked down. No father should have to explain that. He spoke of paparazzi swarming their home, reporters outside Blue's school, Beyoncé staying strong but shaken. And then he pulled the ultimate proof: flight records, time-stamped photos, hotel receipts.
The second week after the jury has been seated, after opening statements have been stated, defendant suddenly does not know how to eye contact. He does not even know that such a thing is possible. It's very interesting.
On the night of the infamous Miami party, he and Beyoncé were in Paris. Their anniversary, the Plaza Athénée, video footage, witnesses, all confirmed. We weren't there. The judge reviewed the records. Every detail checked out. But Jay wasn't done. "When did we stop demanding proof?" he asked. "When did accusation become conviction?" He called out gossip blogs, clickbait culture, and media narratives built on hearsay. "I've built something clean. I've tried to lift our community, and in a single headline, it's smeared with no evidence." He pointed to his kids, his name, his legacy. "This isn't just my reputation, it's theirs too." Then came the part everyone was waiting for. "I've been called Illuminati, a manipulator, even a murderer by association." He held up a printed Reddit thread. Thousands of upvotes connecting him to everyone from Epstein to Aaliyah.
It was a big old deal because the prosecutors were starting to sweat. They were worried that the defense was deliberately dragging their feet and trying to stretch Cassie's testimony out just long enough to force her back into court on Monday.
"This is what passes for journalism now," Jay admitted. His silence made it worse. "I thought the truth would be obvious, but I underestimated how fast lies spread when they come with ominous music and high-quality editing." Then came the heat. The prosecutor stood, known for breaking celebrities. He grilled Jay-Z. "Did you ever see anything inappropriate?" Jay hesitated. "Not directly, but I saw enough to know I shouldn't be there." "What about Cassie? Did you see her in distress?" Jay's jaw clenched. "She was always there, but I didn't see what she's described. If I had, I wouldn't have stayed quiet." Then came the prosecutor's jab. "That's what Russell Simmons said too." The room gasped. Objection. Sustained. But the sting stayed. Jay's final words before stepping down? "I'm not here to protect Diddy. I'm here to protect my name. And if I was part of that world, I wouldn't be testifying. I'd be on trial." Jay-Z left the courtroom.
After 4 days on the stand, Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex, and the woman whose civil lawsuit really cracked open this case, wrapping up her testimony. Earlier in the day, attorneys getting heated over completing her questioning today. She's 8.5 months pregnant and on the verge of going into labor. Prosecutors claiming the defense dragging it out, trying to force a mistrial. The testimony, again, graphic.
Social media exploded. Jay-Z testimony trended globally. Beyoncé's name trended for 36 hours. 50 Cent posted, "Nice performance, but we ain't forgot them brunches, my guy." Alicia Keys, Questlove, Oprah all posted cryptic reactions. The world split. Some praised Jay for being honest. Others called it damage control. But at Rock Nation, no statements were made, just silence. Jay-Z had walked out, but the courtroom hadn't just tried Diddy. It had put an entire era on trial of power, silence, proximity, and privilege. Jay-Z survived the stand, but the echoes of his words still hang in the air. If we don't draw the line here, none of us are safe from what comes next. Because in this world, legacy isn't just built, it's tested, and sometimes it's dragged into court.